In this video, I want to spend some time talking about animators a bit more. So I'll be using this level as the base once again. I have deleted everything from the sequencer. So all I have is the cube that we created and one spherical effector that just does this. And so the first thing I want to do is have the sphere rotate on the corner to kind of replicate that template that we looked at in the beginning. Right click under transform and then go to time, rotation, all. I'll zero everything out right now. So the right way to rotate the cube on its corner is to set the X to 45 degrees, minimum and maximum, and then the Y to 35 degrees, minimum and maximum. So now it's correctly on the corner, and to make it spin, we will set the Z-axis to 0 minimum and 360 maximum, and set the cycle duration to 5 seconds or even 10 seconds. And now I can simply animate the effector to move through it to reveal the cube. Maybe increase the inner radius, maybe lower the scale a little bit to make it more interesting as it's going through it. So now what if I wanted this effector to be moving left and right on its own? So I don't have to set any keyframes. I want to automate it. So first, actually I want to look at the range within which I want to move it. About minus 270 on the Y all the way to plus 270. And so I will right click on location, go to time, location, and I want the relative location on the Y axis, and the amplitude minimum we said would be minus 270 and the maximum would be plus 270. Cycle duration, let's set to 5. So now it's going to keep going from left to right. If you want it to bounce back and forth, you can change the cycle mode from loop to ping pong, and it's going to keep going to the left, and then it bounces and goes back to the right. You can also give it a cycle gap duration. This means how long it's going to wait between each cycle. So I can set this to 3 seconds, and it's going to go all the way to the left, wait there for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to start going again to the right. So that's how this works. So now I can add another animator on top of this. So again, with the effector selected, I can right click in the transform area, go to time, and this time maybe I can choose pulse, and I want to pulse the scale on all axes. So select all. Again, I'll change the cycle duration to 5. Now if I don't want it to get all the way to 0, I can just set the amplitude minimum to 0.5. Make sure you do it on all axes. This seems to be a little glitchy, so just unlock it and set each axis to 0.5. So right now the easing type is set to linear, so it's pretty harsh. So you can just set that to, let's say, cubic. So you can see how it gets bigger much faster at the halfway point of its life, and then it slowly gets small toward the edges. Now at any time you can disable any of the animators with this checkbox here, so I'll stop it from moving left and right. And now it will simply be getting bigger and smaller in the exact same place, which is also pretty cool, I think. So I'm not gonna go over all of the animator types. As always, I would encourage you to simply click through them and see for yourself how they work and what they do. So one more thing I wanna show you before I go is, for example, instead of setting the scale on the effector to 0, we can just do 0.25 to leave them there, and then set the mode instead of offset to push, and the push direction we can do random. Now we can set the easing type to in-out cubic and lower the inner radius to 0, so they slowly kind of disassemble and then come back together. And then what you can do is enable delay, which is a new feature as of 5.6. And this will, as the name suggests, delay whatever the effector is doing. So if you set the offset duration to 1, now this will actually look cooler if we set the push direction to effector, so they maintain their shape better. And I'll set the trail duration to 2. And now you're gonna see how it basically begins to bounce a little bit as it returns back to its original position. It's starting to have the jello kind of animation to it as it bounces around and creates these cool waves. So I just wanted to show you that before I go. And as always, I will see you in the next one.